You are standing in a crowded train car, bodies everywhere, noise everywhere, and somehow you have never felt more alone. You check your phone, 300 followers, 40 unread messages. Still, that same hollow feeling sits in your chest. Here is the strange part. Your brain was not built for this. Not even close. The real answer is much stranger than loneliness being a personal failure.
Let's go back. Your ancestors did not live in cities. They did not live in apartment buildings stacked with strangers. For almost all of human history, you lived in a small band, something like 50 people. Sometimes as few as 20, rarely more than 150. That number matters. Remember it. 150.
Your survival depended on those faces. Not likes, not followers, faces. Anthropologists have a name for this number. It is called Dunbar's number, after the researcher who studied primate brains and human social groups. 150 is roughly the number of stable relationships a human brain can meaningfully track at once.
Not acquaintances, not people you recognize, relationships. People whose stories you know, people who would notice if you disappeared. Here is the reframe. Your brain is still running that same software. It is still built for a village of 50 faces, not a feed of 5,000. When you scroll through hundreds of posts from people you barely know, your brain is working overtime. It is trying to file all of them into a system meant for a tribe. It cannot. The system overflows.
And when a system overflows, it does not celebrate. It aches. That ache has a name too. Social scientists call it the loneliness paradox. More connections, less connection. More noise, less signal. Let's go deeper into why this ache exists at all. Loneliness is not a flaw in your design. It is a warning light. The same way hunger tells you that you need food, loneliness tells you that you need people.
In a hunter-gatherer band, being isolated from the group was not just sad, it was dangerous. Alone, you could not watch for predators while you slept. Alone, you could not share the workload of finding food. Alone, you were far more likely to die. So evolution built in an alarm, a sharp, uncomfortable feeling whenever you drifted too far from the group. That feeling pushed you back toward the fire, back toward the people who would keep you alive.
That alarm still rings today, except today, the fire has been replaced by a screen, and the screen cannot actually pull you back into a tribe. It can only simulate one. Here is the counterintuitive twist. Being surrounded by people can trigger that same ancient alarm, not silence it, because your brain is not just counting bodies in a room. It is asking a much older question. Do these people know me? Would they notice if I were gone? Am I truly inside the circle or just standing near it?
In a crowd of strangers, the honest answer is often no. And your brain, still running on tribal logic, registers that as danger. Not because anything is wrong, because nothing is familiar. This is why you can feel utterly alone at a party, in an office of 200 coworkers, in a comment section full of people typing your name. Numbers are not the cure. Recognition is.
There is a chemical piece to this too. Oxytocin, often nicknamed the bonding hormone, rises when you make eye contact, share a meal, or have a real conversation with someone who knows you. It does not rise from a scroll. It does not rise from a like. Your ancestors got their oxytocin around a fire, telling stories to faces they recognized. You are trying to get the same feeling from a glowing rectangle that recognizes nothing.
Now here is the modern mirror. Look at how we live today. Many of us have moved away from families. Many of us work remotely, sometimes never meeting a coworker in person. Many of us have replaced long dinners with quick texts and long walks with fast scrolls. None of that is inherently wrong, but it is undeniably new. It is a lifestyle less than 100 years old, sitting on top of a brain that is roughly 200,000 years old. Researchers studying modern loneliness have found something telling. It is not usually the people with the fewest social media followers who report feeling the loneliest. It is often people with hundreds of online connections and almost no one who would show up at their door at 2 in the morning. Quantity was never the ancient currency. Depth was.
This does not mean your phone is evil or that modern life is a mistake. It means your loneliness, if you feel it, is not proof that something is wrong with you. It is proof that something very old inside you is asking for something very old and very simple. A small circle, a few real faces, people who would notice. So here is the closing thought.
The next time you are in a crowded room and feel that hollow ache, remember what is actually happening. It is not a malfunction. It is an alarm. Tens of thousands of years old, still doing its job. It is not asking you to gather more people. It is asking you to gather the right ones. You were standing in a crowded train car, bodies everywhere, noise everywhere, and somewhere inside you, a very old voice is simply asking you to go find your 50.